Welcome, and we are back for Alpha Racing League for Season 3, and we are in Bahrain for the first round of Tier 3, and it's going to be an interesting one. I'm joined by Sam Steed, I'm PMBO5. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing well, how are you doing?
Doing good. So, let's talk about Tier 3 last season. I don't know if you remember anything about the race, but Chevy Giant took his first win. Just Dylan Boy in second, Gago Saw in third, but there was an amazing battle for fourth with JB Smooth, Bianchi, and Bones. And it should be interesting to see if we have that three-car battle again for that fourth spot, but maybe this time for the win.
I mean, it's very possible with strategy being a bit mixed up compared to last season, we were 25%, and the tyre strategies look interesting right now because you have Raptor who's on softs and the only ones who set a time on softs. Everyone else is on mediums, but it could change at the end of the session. So I do expect a lot of batting and a lot of overtaking, unlike real life F1.
Just Dylan Boyd at the top, and remember, he's in a Haas, he's reserve, and just to put it out there, it's very interesting with him because he comes back into this race being probably the highest guy from last season's race, second place. Chevy Giant no longer in this league, so he won in France the first ever Tier 3 race. He's trying to win the 14th ever Tier 3 race, but the first race of Season 3, so that should be very interesting to see if he could do so. Do you think he could do so, Sam?
Yeah, it's possible, but I don't know. With him on softs, it's just I don't know. It could very easily change with safety cars working out for one set of runners, but yeah.
Nicholas Latifi's in a racing one. Okay then. Okay then.
Glitch.
I just noticed that, yeah.
Oh, Communist is out. Oh, he's crashed at the fast right-hander.
Yeah, uphill. That should be a Haas mover in the racing point. That's okay then. That's why. Okay, that was glitched. Didn't notice that. So yeah, should be very interesting. And people keep asking where the stream is. It is up, actually. I don't know why people keep asking where the stream is. It is up, and it is running. So. I think Arsenal's gonna need an invite back to this session, and not Alfa Romeo, because he just said his internet just died.
Yep. All right, give me a second.
Alright, so I don't know why my Twitch stream was paused for some reason. It was paused, at least on my side. But yeah, 21 viewers already, and well, yeah, because Sam is not talking right now. Sam was just talking just a minute ago. F1 boy, that's why. And yeah, it's only just been posted. I see the chat. Adam Fav asks, "Where is the other AlphaTauri?" Black Raw. Sleep, I guess. From what I know.
Doing a bit.
Sam talks so people say they can hear me. There you go, yeah. So yeah, 25 to start off Twitch. That's the highest we've had so far. To you guys, there you go as well. Stream up. Be patient. There we go.
Asprey was crashed. Oh, no, he's just manually retired.
Alrighty, maybe just not wanting another lap, maybe just wanting to start outside the top 10.
Yeah.
And go for decent.
Yeah, it's what a lot of drivers are going to hope, because it's a real it's annoying for the drivers for these kind of races. You can't use the hards to get your foot in, because that's what I used to do, and a lot of other drivers would do if they were going to do the one stop at a track where you need to start at mediums. And it was good to get used to the track conditions and that, but it's just really frustrating. Now you're going to have to do something different, maybe do a soft lap and then back off right at the end.
Yeah, so 3 tenths separate 1 and 2. Three tenths separate 1 and 2. Thrasher's just going to put it P3. A different variety of strategies here. You see the top 5 on softs. The rest of the field down until about 15th is on mediums. So it's very interesting to say the least. With guys on different tires. It should be very interesting. Let me just up the volume if that's part of an issue. Arsenal on that lap, he makes his return. Remember, he raced last time in France, season 2 for F1 drivers team Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo needing a reserve after a last moment change after Ollie Mason leaving the league last moment before the race. Arsenal taking over that spot for now for this race. So of course, I know that meme will be back. Arsenal from season 1, I know that'll be back, but you have some new guys as well making their first starts. Crucial Oyster and that Mercedes Hooded Monster as a reserve in the Renault. Communist, Haasboomer being Patriot's brother. So Patriot was in tier 3 for that time he was. Maybe Haasboomer can live up to the name of Patriot. You also have JB88 making his first start as well. Cart, K-Boy, excuse me. And yeah, that's who you have making their first starts today as well. We have 3.5 minutes left in qualifying. And 31 viewers, which this ties the most from season... I want to say season 2, Italy tier 3. So, yeah.
I think it was that race. I'm pretty sure of it. Don't know why. I don't know why of all races got the most viewers, but yeah, there we go. One interesting thing to point out: Aaron Ocon, he's done 2 laps on those softs. He may want to get another run done soon, so that he doesn't have to go on those 2-lap old softs. And he is going out, but he just needs to improve because that will really be a struggle for him.
So, if you're outside the top 10, you're going to be able to start on hards, mediums, whatever you want to start on. Raptor, no, that was Hissy going up to the 6th spot. There's guys who are going to the soft now. You see the soft tires fitted for the last run for these guys. This should be very interesting to see what goes on. And yes, 32 viewers, the most we've had on an ARL stream. So that's impressive that we've had that. But anyways, let's not really focus on the viewers too much. Let's focus on the racing because that's what the main part is. That's why you came here. You wanted to focus on the racing, and the racing is back for the first time in 48 days.
Hissy and Raptor are only separated by 1,000th of a second, which is crazy to think. It's very close between certain drivers. So you have Squid, Cart, and JB88 very close together. Hooded Monster and Thrasher very close together, and then Raptor and Hissy very close.
But Monster just gone up to the 4th position, as well as CJ up to 8th. Behind that, there's a Williams coming to the line. That might be Florian Foley, the German driver. He was picked as a favorite this weekend, up to the top 10 on his soft tires. Alfa Romeo, Aaron Ocon, Arsenal coming to the line. Arsenal invalidated a lap time, but he's going to try to get a lap time that's actually valid this time. Aaron Ocon as well. Valid out lap. He's going to try to start his lap now. Then behind that, there's a Haas. That should be just Dylan Boy. He's going to try to improve. No, he's coming to the pits this time. There's a Ferrari, though. That's Hissy as well. He's coming to the pits. Maybe going to try for one more run. Going to try something in 36 viewers. My God. It's insane. We're really topping these numbers. And that's the thing. Moving from Mixer to Twitch really played a big difference. And, of course, with that being said, you're going to want to focus on the racing. You're going to want to focus on this because this is the first Tier 3 race that is full-time with strict corner cutting. This is the first Tier 3 race with 50% races, so it's going to be a long one. Make sure you tune into all that, and also make sure you tune into later on for Tier 2 at 2 p.m. 7 p.m. UK. And GSR Raptor just going ahead of just Dylan Boy. That should be very interesting by the end of the session, but now we remain with almost 30 seconds in this session. There's a Haas. CJ Pants coming to the line to start a lap. There's a Mercedes behind that. That's Cart. He's going to start a lap as well. The Haas behind that Thrasher as well. There's the Williams. Hooded Monsters out of the session. Floyd Foley going to try to improve that lap. Now there's a AlphaTauri. That is Squid coming to the line.
Everyone's
Alfa Romeo
opting for the softs, which is interesting to say the least. I'm surprised that they are, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah,
Strategy's gonna be key.
everyone's.
Aaron Ocon
Yeah.
does improve. Now, outlaps for Emma K-Boy. Checker flag is complete, though. That might be a bit of a delay, because we saw that in the last game. Cart, I think, just retired from the session, but Crucial Oyster goes up to 7th, up to the top 10 in his first race. There's the McLaren JB88. He's going to go second to Hellcat. He was leading preseason, so he goes second. The Ferrari of Hellcat on an invalid lap time cannot enter. Behind that, there's the Haas. That is GSR Thrasher. 3/1000s down into in the end of Sector 2. Up the hill this time. Where does he go at the end of Sector 2, clipping that curb? Remember, strict corner cutting is going to be big. A second down for Thrasher.
Must have made a mistake. A lot of people were manually retiring in the middle sector, which made it a bit of a dangerous one. And it was a bit iffy, but the only person who can really improve is probably MNK Boy, because Thrasher's a whole second down and JB88 is just coasting. And maybe Aaron Ocon, but he's 9/10ths up. Be challenging maybe top 5.
Definitely top 10 for sure. Now, coming to the line, it is Aaron Ocon this time off the front corner. Cannot get invalid. You got to be careful with that last corner curb. You could lose a lot of time from that. Where does Aaron Ocon go? He's going to go to the top 5, actually. Good starting spot for him. I believe that's his best starting spot since Italy, which he was 3rd and had a grid penalty for. That changes his starting spot, and MK Boy invalidated his lap time 2/10 down on his time. And it is JSC Hellcat for the first time with a 91,000th gap for that pole position. Hellcat on the pole for the first time after being dropped to Tier 3, and qualifying is set here for the first Grand Prix of the season.
But Aaron Ocon did also, on those tyres, do 2 laps. I don't know if one could have been a slower lap, but we'll see because his tyres, if not, they could be a bit worn.
Considering pole point is a thing, JSC Hellcat earns the first pole, earns the first pole of the season and the first point of the season in this league. Now, here is the top 10. JSC Hellcat, one of the favorites coming into the season. JB88 as well, was fast in preseason. This should be interesting between these two. Behind that, GSR Raptor, just Dylan Boy. 2 previous guys in the podium. Then you have Aaron Ocon, who's never got a podium. MK Boy in his first start. Then you have Hooded Monster, Thrasher, Crucial Oyster, Hissy, rounding out the top 10. Some big names, though, outside the top 10, such as Squid Jr., Florian Foley, CJ Pants. And it should be very interesting come race time to see who gets a decent position in this. Wow, 44 viewers I see. Wow. 44. It's insane. This, I mean, if we get even more, this could possibly double the one from last week, which was 40. Well, it would be 48 to double it from last week. Last week's preseason was 24 viewers. We're doing good with this start of Twitch, wouldn't you say, Sam?
Yeah, done a lot better. And do we have those graphics like we did last season or not? I'm not sure.
No.
Oh yeah, I think.
Don't think so.
Also, some people didn't have Mixer accounts because Mixer was a bit broke and their views didn't count. But yeah, it's really good to see for the league. But let's hope for a good race in to combat for that.
Light's about to go out. We'll go. It's formation lap about to start. We'll go over our favorites in just a moment. But I want to remind you of Tier 3 Bahrain last season. Chevy Giant. It was a 3-car train for that race lead. Then once Chevy Giant got to pull away, he pulled away and did take the race win after it. Just Dylan Boy had that win possibly coming, and just got unlucky with Gargo Saw's contact with him. So let's see the tires at the back. Arsenal on the soft tires along with Communist. They're outside the top 10. Mediums for CJ, Florian Foley, Comer, and Squid Jr. in the hards, and the top 10 is all on softs.
That's interesting there from Squid, rolling the dice a bit and going for a bit of a different strategy compared to everyone else. But everyone outside the top 10 apart from Arsenal and Communist are on mediums or hards, which they'll definitely be doing a one-stop.
Alright, so let's go over 2 favorites. I want to go with JSC Hellcat first. Last season in this race, after he crashed after the safety car restart, he actually took a very decent finish. That was with a 6th place finish after broken front wings, had many issues. Was running tore that midfield the whole race. That safety car put him in an advantage, and after he got involved in that F1 boy and XR Ryan's wreck, he came back to finish 6th, and a lot of things changed for him. I also want to go with just Dylan. Last season in this race, he was finishing 2nd place. He probably could have got the win. He had the chance to win, couldn't do so, but he won the first race last season. This is the first race this season. Can he possibly go 2 race wins with the first race of the season? We'll have to find out. And he is a reserve this time, so that should be interesting. And Sam, 2 favorites from you that are completely different than just Dylan Boy.
I think Kart starts 13th on the 1-stopper though. We'll see how he could do. And also, I am going to go with BB88X. He showed good pace in pre-season, decent pace in quali. He wasn't too far off Hellcat. I mean, it was only pre-season, but we could see his true pace here. And we could see if he does get the better start and the jump on Hellcat into turn 1.
Should be interesting. Drivers lining up for the grid. It's been 48 days since the last Alpha Racing League race. This is the 64th race, and this is the 14th race for Tier 2. This weekend we'll have 1,600 laps complete in this league by once Tier 1 starts the green flag sometime. So, once Tier 1 lights out, we'll have 1,600 laps complete. Now, today, it's the Tier 3 start. The lights are coming on for the Grand Prix. It's 5 red lights in Bahrain. We rev it up. We are away for the first time this season. A decent start from Hellcat. Raptor's going to try to get in the slipstream. He's already gained a position almost on JB88. They're 3 right at the back. JB88 trying to challenge for the race lead. Broken from wing there as well. Just Dylan Boy trying to dive it down the inside. Hellcat keeping the lead after turn 1. JB88 keeping 2nd position. Raptor behind there as well. Behind that as well, Aaron Ocon, Hooded Monster go wheel to wheel for position, but Aaron Ocon hangs on. Now into turn 4, JB88 trying to take a race lead. He does so. He gets ahead of Hellcat, and that position changes for their lead. M&K Boy and Thrasher, they trade positions as well. Squid Jr. down the order as well. Hissy and Carr going wheel to wheel. At the S's, they make a bit of contact. Cart is going to go for a spin.
It's very messy here at the back. In fact, Rap lost his wing on... he hit Hellcat, I think, and Arsenal made a big fat dive bomb on Squid and almost spun. This is interesting, and Arsenal does have damage, in fact.
Aaron Ocon, Hooded Monster, they go wheel to wheel. Aaron Ocon overshot turn 10. He's trying to defend off Hooded Monster after that mistake he made, but Hooded Monster gets ahead. Aaron Ocon might have some damage, though, because of how much he overdrove that corner. He does not, actually. There was someone who picked up damage off the start. I want to say that was GSR Raptor.
Yeah, and
it was GSR Raptor. Yeah. And I think M&K Boy's gone down the order as well. He's made somewhat of a mistake. Now Crucial Mercedes versus McLaren into the last turn. It's wheel to wheel between them. Crucial Oyster getting back ahead now, leading the first lap of the season. JB88 does. Now just Dylan Boy on Raptor. These two were teammates last season for the 3rd position. This is M&K Boy pits, but now into turn 1. Just Dylan Boy down the inside with the wing damage Raptor has. There you go, wheel to wheel again. And
what a move round the outside.
Wow. And Raptor trying to fight back at it into turn 4 this time. He's got the overtake button engaged. They're wheel to wheel, and they got to keep it careful. Just Dylan Boy loses it off the curb, and it keeps Raptor ahead that time. So Renault, a great start by them.
Yes, but the thing is, Raptor does have wing damage. He's just holding a lot of people up, so eventually when his teammate gets onto this train, if I was him, I'd let them two go. Because he would be affecting his own teammate. And Thrasher is on the back of Hooded Monster.
Aaron Ocon lost a few places off the start as well. 8 positions gained for Communist, who started back in the 16th spot. M&K Boy picked up the damage you had said, down 10 positions, so that's going to play a big difference. And especially if a safety car comes out, this race can change, just like we saw last season in Tier 2 and Tier 1. And you see the tires difference, soft, hards, mediums, hards. People are trying those different strategies. Here in Bahrain, it's going to be a mix of strategies. Aaron Ocon, who has wing damage and kind of holding up Communist, who try to make a move down the inside. Now this has allowed Crucial Oyster to go to the outside, and he's going to go ahead Communist. And now he's going to maybe make a double overtake around the outside of Aaron Ocon here in his Mercedes in his first start. He's done it. 2
good
overtake.
move.
Thrasher and Hooded Monster, though, this time DRS enabled on the 3rd lap of the race. Thrasher and Hooded Monster. It's not just a Haas and Renault. Now into turn 1, just Dylan Boy kind of overshooting the corners a little bit. Late braking, gets ahead of Raptor.
Communist has damage.
Wheel. Wheel to wheel between Raptor and Dylan Boy. They made a bit of contact. They touched a little bit. And I think they just touched again. Raptor with wing damage. That could be affecting him now. That could come into play. Now, just Dylan Boy letting him go. Maybe had an illegal overtake. And ARL picks up the first penalty of this race. Haas Boomer into a wall.
Oh, he must have maybe hit someone and connected with them. And CJ has already demolished his overtake. He was at 0 coming onto the second straight. So it's interesting to see how these drivers will use their overtake. I think Communist has damage from hitting Aaron Ocon.
Yeah, I think I know Aaron Ocon does, but Communist might. Let's see. He does on that left side.
I think for the likes of Squid and Cartouche, they were like the quickest on mediums. They're just gonna have to be patient and just bide their time a bit, not make stupid for the long game, unlike most of these in the top 10.
Back for the outside the points there, but down in 10th, 11th, 12th. There's a bit of contact. Communist and Fluent Fully's wing is now broken here, and Odin Monster and Thrasher, they trade positions as well. Communist going down the order from a bit of lag that was. Squid Jr.'s got allowed to be ahead, and now Crucial Oyster, Thrasher, Hooded Monster all in a 3-car battle, and now just Dylan Boy's got passed by GSR Raptor, Thrasher, and Hooded Monster though, going wheel to wheel out of turn 3, and now 3 wide with Crucial Oyster. Hooded Monster's just getting blown by.
Oh.
Whoa, can't get on the traction, and now
Thrasher.
Thrasher and Crucial Oyster. Thrasher gonna go ahead at the entry of the S's. Can he keep it on the exit of the S's? Thrasher stays ahead. Soffer outside the points there. Down and around the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th position. They were trading positions. A lot of these guys on different tires, different strategies. Crucial Oyster into this turn, into turn 10. You see behind Thrasher, gonna have the DRS. Overtake button engaged. Thrasher got a little bit sideways there, a little slide of oversteer, and now Crucial Oyster down the inside from at the far back in 9th, and I think Thrasher's just picked up some damage from Crucial Oyster right there. He in fact has. It's gonna affect him going up the hill. Now something's happened to JB80. Something's happened to JB88 though, because that race lead was about a second a lap ago, and now it's cut down to about 6/10 here, and Hellcat's trying to gain. Will Hellcat use his overtake button? We'll have to see. I mean, JB88 has kind of wasted it. And purple sector 3 from him right there. Hellcat overtake button engaged. 6/10, 5/10 into turn 1 now. Hooded Monster passes Thrasher. Thrasher going to pit. Hissy, CJ Pants, Aaron O kind of 3-car battle into the front straight. Hissy's going to go through with the help of DRS. Now CJ Pants trying to make a move on Aaron Ocon into turn 1. Moving under braking. CJ Pants trying down the inside of Aaron Ocon. And he did get through, but he was trying down the inside of Hissy as well.
Aaron's already got no ERS, he's just like using on every single straight, so he's going to be affected for the long term, and this is the first race in this league with the new ERS, and it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out, because at the end one driver could regret using it so much in the early stage.
Remember, this is going to be to adapt for these drivers. Different strategies. This track is a variety of strategies that you have. Now you see coming out of turn 10 though, JB88, Hellcat. It's still 8/10 between the front two. And the ERS difference. Look at the ERS difference between Hellcat. How much he's saving that ERS compared to JB88. He has about 14%. It's very hard to gain that ERS back. You want to gain it back. You want to be able to defend from the race lead. But Hellcat's got about 60% better than him with ERS. And yeah, JB88 using overtake right there. Gonna gain a little bit on the straights, but he's gonna be below 10%. So that's come into play. That started to affect him. And there's yellow flags. That's, I believe, Arsenal. That is Arsenal. That was out of the S's, now heading into turn 8. Kind of pulling out of the way. No, going to the wall. Oh,
he's deliberately crashed into the wall. Yeah, that's rage. 100%. You can tell he's angry, and there was gravel on his tyres. And someone's come in. Yeah, but he's just dealt virtual safety car, and this goes right into the hands of Hooded Monster and Aaron Ocon. I know they have... No, they don't. Hooded Monster doesn't have damage, but Aaron Ocon does, and this is just played right into their favours. As for Florian Foley too.
Florian Foley had that damage, so that's going to play a big difference as well. I think Aaron Ocon's getting held in the pit lane. Is he? Ah, there you go. So Florian Foley comes out ahead of him. No, Florian Foley comes up behind him. Hissy has got a drive-through for speeding under the virtual safety car. But yeah, the problem with Arsenal raging right there is the fact he's going to have a penalty for rather the next Grand Prix or sometime soon because, oh, JB80 losing out of turn 10. He's going to have a penalty for that because that was clear rage. He was very upset with that. And when you rage, oh, well, battle Aaron Ocon Thrasher. These two have a bit of history from the past. They're going wheel to wheel into turn 4, though. Aaron Ocon losing traction and going into Thrasher. They touch again. That's not the first time they've touched. They've touched throughout Season 1 and Season 2 as well. Season 1 Britain, Tier 2. Season 2 Brazil. These two have had history, so they go back and forth at it.
I think the best two-stopper at this stage is Hooded Monster because of him pitting onto the VSC. It was complete luck. He came in and then the VSC came out. Helped by Arsenal, though.
And the reason that VSC came out was because of him raging. JSC Hellcat pitting and maybe trying for the undercut. Softs to hards. He's probably thinking Crucial Oyster pitting as well. JSC Hellcat trying for the mediums. Now, Cart on Squid into turn 1 on the front straight. Cart's going to go down the inside. They're wheel to wheel at turn 1. Cart going to stay ahead for now, but Squid getting the traction off the corner. I think Squid's going to have the DRS, so Cart's going to want to get ahead right here off the exit, and Squid is back ahead. There's a yellow flag. That should be Haas Boomer. It just was.
I think he could have clipped the inside curb because that corner, this curb is very violent, to say the least.
Yeah, if you do check the rulebook, F1 driver, the rule says if you intentionally rage out of the race, if you leave the session but don't crash out, well, don't crash out, I should say don't retire from the pit lane, you would be given a DNR because of do not return. As well as if you DNF from the race, raging intentionally, you would be given a time penalty or something like that for the next race because that's under the rules that was that season. If you remember back to Season 1 Abu Dhabi, DW was given a time penalty for France throughout the next season because of the fact he raged out of the race, DNF'd his car on purpose, full throttled himself into a wall, and caused a virtual safety car for him. He was given a 5-second for it. This is the same thing. It's probably going to be a 5-second for that one as well. And the race leader, JB88, is pitting this time. What does he go for? He go for the 1-stop, 2-stop. Let's see. Hards. Yeah. 1-stop for him.
There could be a battle off the pit lane with Hellcat. I would be shocked if he just breezes past him because A, he's had the undercut, and the undercut is so OP around here. And is it the case?
It's going to be close. And to turn 1. JB80 going to be ahead, but Hellcat around the outside trying to hang it around there. It's the back of him. Now he's going to have DRS down to turn 4, hitting the curb, losing traction. Now to turn 4, Hellcat gaining. This is for the net race lead. Down the inside, Hellcat goes. And I believe he's going to be ahead, but he overshoots the corner. And switching back, JB88 is. Now, into the S's, Hellcat ahead. That's for the net race lead. And keep in mind, those beams did kind of get up to temperature more.
This is going to be interesting how this goes, though, with different strategies and different tyres for them too. So JB88 is looking at the 1-stop, but Hellcat is on the 2-stop, so this could be very interesting. And Hooded Monster is only 2 seconds behind these guys. Bear in mind he was like 8 maybe before the VSC came out, so he's got very lucky from that.
We've seen VSC safety car play into people's hands. Aaron Ocon made a mistake there at turn 10, gone wide. I just saw that penalty right there. A bit unfair, maybe not. You could call it debatable, but you see how much he's using that overtake button, really making a difference into. He's using the overtake button almost every corner. He's just keeping it engaged the whole time. And the front two, GSR Raptor, Hissy, Pit. So everyone from the soft tires who started on them pit. Raptor to hards, Hissy got that drive-through, so he's pitting actually now. He's going to have to do 2 stops. Hissy very unlucky with the drive-through, but again, that's his fault. And now for what is the race lead? Going to lead laps here, Cart and Squid. Battling mediums and hards. Squid and hards, mediums for Cart. Into turn 4, overtake button engage was for Squid. Now down the inside.
To be honest, these
ahead.
two don't need to be stupid. They're on different strategies, and they're going long. They're just going to bring the others into this race. So, I think, I don't know, but Cart's going to have to pit earlier, so Squid will eventually have clean air by himself soon.
So that's why Aaron Ocon has his overtake stuck on. It is, you know how DRS can get stuck open? He has that overtake button stuck open. And that's a big problem for him. That's why he's losing a lot of time. There's a yellow flag. Crucial Oyster has spun up out of turn 7. Up the S's.
Is that like a button thing? From what's
Yeah,
being
that's
said?
where your button gets stuck, yeah. John in a league race had an issue of Vietnam, and just Dylan Boy and his, he actually touched at a turn 10. Just Dylan Boy gets ahead. But that's a glitch where you engage it, you open it, and it just gets stuck open. You can't close it unless you go to pit. And Aaron Ocon has pitted to try to fix it, but that's a big issue. If he can't get that closed, that's going to be a big issue, because that thing is going to be stuck open, and he's not going to have any luck with that whatsoever. And that's a really unfortunate glitch, because I think, in my own opinion, that's worse than having your DRS stuck close and Thrasher picking up a penalty there up the hill. In my opinion, it's worse than having DRS stuck close and Cart down the inside for the race lead. Dives it down in Squid. Squid trying to cut back. Cart gets a DRS to turn 4. But he's going to stay ahead.
I mean, these two are DRSing each other, which could gain them time, theoretically, but then they're also losing time from going side by side. JB88 hasn't dropped off as much as expected from Hellcat. He's still sticking in that DRS. I know it's easy to do around it, but he's on the hards.
This does give a good indication for Tier 2 drivers who are probably watching, including yourself, Sam, of what the strategy may be, because JB88 go on that softs to hards. I mean, when post-race interviews happen, we might want to ask him, hey, how long did those tires last, and how long, what tire wear did you have at the end of your stint? Because that might be crucial for someone like you in the Tier 2 race.
Yeah, I think a lot of Tier 2 drivers are going to look at this. I think to decide what strategy they're doing, they may already have an idea in this head, but this may change. They may decide to qualify on softs or do something else. I know, it'll be interesting throughout the whole weekend.
Whoa.
And yeah, Crucial
just touched. Yeah, I think you saw that. And losing it up the hill, Raptor. Gonna go first slide. Ooh. He saves it somehow up the hill. You usually don't say that when someone slides up the hill. He saves his car from going 180 degrees around. And he is one lucky guy right there from saving it. Now for this race lead, Squid gets passed by Cart. These two are going back and forth for the race lead. Hards and mediums, different strategy for these guys. Is Squid maybe going hards to softs? We'll have to find out. But I know Cart should probably be going medium softs or medium soft softs with this strategy. Aaron Ocon and Thrasher trade positions. And yeah, like we were speaking about the DRS being stuck open. Or not the DRS, the DRS and overtake button stuck open. That's a big issue, and Florian Foley has kind of took advantage of Aaron Ocon now. And like, yeah, he's going to have the straight line advantage, which is good, but he's going to slide all the way through corners, and that's not going to help him one bit at all. That glitch is, in my opinion, is worse than getting your DRS stuck closed. And I say that because when your DRS gets stuck closed, yes, you lose momentum, but you don't necessarily slide around the corners. It's unlike your DRS being stuck open. Now with, Thrasher! He's lost it.
Squid and Cart going side by side into turn 12. Cart keeping it round the outside, but Squid inside. Oh, they just keep it. These two are battling endlessly. I don't think it's good, to be honest, because they're just losing time, and it's a bit silly.
Well, flags Communist is around at a turn 10, backed into the barrier. But no, I think it's worse in my opinion than having your DRS stuck open or stuck closed. Because DRS stuck closed, yes, you lose time. But when your DRS is stuck open, which is way worse, you lose traction. You're about to spin. With your overtake button, you're just sliding through the exit of corners. You're not necessarily sliding. And there's a safety car, VSC. There's Thrasher out of the session up the hill, and he has finally retired from this race after spinning the one time.
This is unlucky for Cart, Squid, and well, Squid couldn't really go to the end, but especially CJ and Cart, because they could have come in and gained so much time and then been in a great position at the end of the race. Green.
I definitely find it interesting. Yeah, green right away. Speaking of something interesting, Hellcat's caught up the back of this battle, and now he's got JB88 far out of DRS, about 2 seconds out of DRS, right here, 2 seconds gap between them. But the problem with Hellcat is he's probably, I know he's got newer tires, it should be easy to pass him. You know, it's one thing catching a guy, but it's also one thing passing a guy, overtaking them, and he's gonna have to do everything he can with that. He's gonna have to be careful because he might lose time to JB88 from that.
He's caught them up at pretty much the worst time. on the track, to be honest. Other than the S's, really, they touch.
That was close, and CJ Pants Raptor trading positions. Raptor going ahead. That is for the 8th position. CJ Pants yet to pit as well on those mediums. Yeah, and you lost a good 4/10 there. Car is pitting, so yeah, he just lost a good 4/10 there to JB88 right there. I'm kind of interested to see. Out of the corner, yeah, he lost about a lot of time. That's going to be crucial. And now that he's getting stuck behind Squid, yes, he's going to have the DRS, but he's getting stuck behind him, which Squid on those hards is just going to be a roadblock. It's nothing else to it.
He'll probably get past him here. Squid won't defend that. That's a very smart move. Very smart. So he could, if he maybe can stick in that DRS, that would be a good decision from him. But JB88 is quickly coming up as CJ has a penalty.
DRS for M&K. Boy, he's going to go to the outside of Raptor. Actually going to bank wheels a bit out of turn 4.
They're going to go side by side. Raptor sensibly backs out. That is a very sensible decision there.
M&K boy around the outside. That's impressive. But I see people who, of course, do soft to hards, but I see of course, different people on strategy, different people. Hellcat trying for a 2-stop. Will that work if there's no safety cars? Will that work, Sam? Do you think?
It depends, because JB88, for example, if it's the mediums to hards, I'd say no. But the thing is, JB88 has already done 4 laps on its hards. They're going to be pretty worn at the end. So I'm not sure. It depends where Hellcat would come out though, in traffic or not. He's got to have a really good stint, and Squid does have DRS. This really helps him in his race, so he can just stick in the DRS.
Surprisingly, no safety cars yet. Last season in Tier 3, we saw many safety cars. Maybe the driving has improved, hopefully. I would like to say that, but now Squid does gain in Hellcat. Squid gonna make the move to the right side this time, using that overtake button, trying to battle for this race lead. Squid going ahead, and Hellcat switching back actually, wheel to wheel.
Hellcat is just not getting out of Squid's DRS, which is a Jesus Christ, I can't speak. A real problem around this track.
Yeah, I don't think that overtake button engaged the whole time for Aaron Ocon anymore. I think he got that fixed when he just pitted, but now he's just using it every corner. And a dangerous move by Aaron Ocon going down the inside of CJ. A bit of a dive bomb, but CJ coming out of the pits at the wrong time. That got worse for them too.
Could have been a Maldonado Gutierrez kind of thing.
Yeah, that was lucky not to be a worse situation than what it already was, because that could have resulted in a flip, that could have resulted in more wing damage. I don't think Aaron Ocon picked any damage out of that, did he? He's got the left side wing damage, so he did actually pick up damage. Communist cutting Hellcat, getting ahead of Squid into the last corner. I think actually Squid's gonna have DRS. Yes, he will. Out of
Communist and Aaron Ocon will bang.
Race lead though. Squid trading positions with Hellcat. All this is doing is allowing JB88 to catch back up. Squid kind of moving a bit under the braking, but Hellcat and JB88 right there, right under the back of him. He's very close, but he just lost traction out of turn 1, which is going to cost him time.
This is really affecting Hellcat's 2-stopper, and this is the problem with the 2-stopper. And any of the drivers, this is a main reason why the 2-stopper is slow around here, because especially with DRS being very OP, kind of a DRS train, and the Hellcat doesn't get it. Squid
the back Communist, Aaron Ocon did bang a bit, and Aaron Ocon speeding again. That's the 2nd time.
It's not his race today, is it?
No. I don't know why he's made that same mistake twice. Now Hellcat for the race lead down the inside now, and also a slide for him. He's going to lose traction because of the contact with Squid, but now all this is doing is allowing just Dylan Boy to catch up to this train, and now it's a 4-car train for the race lead. Squid yet to pit, but really a 3-car battle for this race win as we reach the halfway point.
I'm not sure what Squid's going to do at this stage. I don't know if he's going to pit or not. I don't know. This could
kind of paid in Brazil, where Patriot was on a different strategy. These guys still wanting to battle the race leaders, and you could have seen Hellcat done the same thing Patriot did, go around there like Brazil overtaking Gage. He's really trying to get by Squid now, and you can see JB88 is kind of more in the equal position to where Hellcat is in the ERS range. And now Hellcat does take that race lead. It's going to be back and forth. Squid trying to go and take the race lead back, but has DRS. He's not close enough. M&K Boy does pit second time this race. Yes, he is.
But like kind of pitting range, and Dylan Boy gets a penalty for going wide at turn 4, I think.
Yeah, I just saw that. I mean, every time I've gone on board with someone, they've got a penalty. That's literally what it's been. I've gone on board with someone, and then boom, they just get a penalty. So you know, I guess that's my curse this season. It's not just and I know whenever I focus on Raptor and Square in preseason, they had spins, you know. So maybe that's just my curse this season that I have with commentary. I don't know. Everyone loves the be cursed with the safety cars. Now I guess that's my curse. I go on board with the driver, and then they just get a penalty. So yeah, I guess that's the way it is now.
It's like Tier 1, everyone was spinning when you were talking about in the pre-season. It got quite funny. It seemed to happen all the time, it's hard the drivers knew, but Squid will have DRS on Hellcat. I don't know if he'll get a pass done, I don't know. He might, but he'll definitely have DRS, and that's something that's certain. And Hellcat may be coming into the pits eventually, at some point, so this will be interesting to see what happens.
Trying to defend from the race lead, down the inside, Squid goes, JB88 and he pushes Squid out of the way. A big dive bomb from JB88, and that's made him go 3 wide, and just Dylan Boy is going to move to the second position from that, and that's also allowed all these guys to get out of DRS. JB88 may have got pushed, we saw last season in Tier 2, Ryan and F1 Boy made contact, and that forced them to go cut turn 1 and go into the field, go into the pack of cars. And maybe this is the same thing. Maybe just Dylan Boy, JB88 made contact that maybe forced JB to go into the field or into Squid, and just Dylan Boy. But now this has got, yeah, this has now got them out of DRS of Hellcat. So this may play better into his 2-stop. He's definitely going to try and maybe go soft to the end if he's going to pit. So, interesting to say. Now Squid, I think, has damage, they said. Unless it's lime green, I don't see any damage here from the end plate.
No, he doesn't.
So, yeah. Squid has stayed out for a long, long time, and, you know, he should be if he's on the hards. You know, he started on the hards, but he's definitely going to be one of those guys betting on a late race safety car, betting on one of those, because one of those happen, he could be in a position to do good. Last season, he was took out of this race very early by contact with Rapid Extreme, and yeah, Squid is coming in this time. I don't think he's going to go softs, but I do think he's going to go medium.
Oh, it's very conservative, and he gets a penalty. He was very conservative coming in. He's like stuttering, and then he sped, but what's he got? Oh, he does have wing damage. They were correct. That's probably going to have to get looked at 100%, that incident. It's basically ruined his race, but stuff could still change.
Yeah, I mean, you're allowed to race people for whatever position you want, which is fair. But I also do question why he was being... I mean, you're allowed to be aggressive. I'm not saying you're not, but I'm just saying why he was being that aggressive, I should say. Because he was defending a bit questionable, of course, for that race lead. He had to slide with Hellcat. But, I mean, it's fair to put up a fight, you know. I mean, if you want to put up a fight to keep the race lead laps. But, you know, the problem with him was that it could have easily costed Hellcat, and I think it's costed JB88 as well, a little bit.
I'm not going to lie, I don't see too much. I don't see too much in that, because we didn't... personally, I didn't see too much of that move, and Hellcat was... He was getting a bit frustrated, as we could see by the moves what he was making. And
that part is true.
Squid was just probably DRS training, wonderful. But he was trying to like DRS him to get away, but some ways it worked and in some ways it didn't.
So now Hellcat pits. I'm guessing this is going to go for the mediums for this race. Soft mediums. It is the mediums, I believe. On
he could have taken those mediums a bit longer to go on to softs, to be honest.
Yeah, he could have. But
and I think that's what just Dylan Boy's
going to do. You know? Yeah, depends how much
he had a lot of dirty
really,
air from Squid.
that played a part into his tires probably wearing as much as it did, and where he's going to come out, he's going to come out ahead of Florian Foley in the Williams, so he's going to come out in the 5th position. The only way I see him possibly winning this race is if a safety car saves him, and that's my opinion. That's the only way I think he's going to win this race. Win this race.
I've done that as well. Waste.
Yeah, waste. Yeah, it's funny. Now, just Dylan Boyd does keep the race lead, JB88 with DRS, but yeah, JB88, I was penalized. I know it was a mistake on his part, but if it is penalized for him going into the squid, I mean, it wasn't as bad as F1 Boyd Ryan F1 Boyd Ryan. So, of course, you know, that's just the way it is. If there's any penalty, I do see like maybe a 3-5 second, but Hellcat gaining on Cart. Now,
that could be the way that Hellcat wins the race.
Yeah. If you're just Dylan Boy here, he comes in the pits. JB88 as well? Oh, he's going to try to get DRS, that's why. He's trying to, well, the slipstream, I'm sorry. He's going to try to get the slipstream from just Dylan Boy. That's what he was trying to want. That's what he wanted. Now, does just Dylan Boy go softs or mediums? He's actually going to go mediums here at the end.
Right call, to be honest.
So now this moves JB88 and Raptor into a podium spot now for Raptor. And Cart as well. Hellcat trying to go into turn 1. They're wheel to wheel. The outside, Hellcat trying to switch back. Couldn't do so that time. Squid takes the fastest lap in the mediums. Now, Hellcat and Cart. Cart lost a bit of traction out of turn 3. Now it's going to allow Hellcat to go down the inside at turn 4. Made a wheel bang.
I think Cart had a ticket opened for him for resetting to the track with lap 1 contact, so there could be definitely some penalties to switch up this field a bit.
Yeah, it could be interesting, because, I mean, it's also some penalty. Let's do a penalty check, actually, because this should be interesting. JB88 has a, well, it says invalid lap time, 2 warnings, let's go with that. Raptor has a penalty. Hellcat has whatever you want to call it. Just warnings. Wait, no, he doesn't have anything at all. Okay. Cart has 2 warnings. Could be a penalty after the race. JB80 as well. Just Dylan Boy has the 2 penalties he has. Florian Foley has a penalty. Hooded Monster has warnings. Squid has a 5-second penalty for speeding. Hissy has had that drive through but doesn't have any warnings. Crucial Oyster just has nothing right now. So that's what everything looks like as we stand.
JB88 did in fact get a penalty from cutting the corner, but not from the contact with Squid, as Squid sets another fastest lap. He does have the bit behind us, and he is setting some very quick laps and proving what he may have been able to do in this race if he qualified further up.
Keep in mind back in as well. Here we go into turn 4. Squid down the inside of Hooded Monster. Not enough to make a move. He was just trying to, because I mean, he was probably getting frustrated being behind him. He wants to gain as much of his positions as he can. You saw Hellcat get by Cart a few laps ago. Now it's just Dylan Boy's turn to get by him. See, the undercut has really worked for Hellcat a lot. Now just Dylan Boy.
Oh, that was
11.
an
I think
aggressive
Cart's gonna
move.
go. Yeah, it was. Cart diving back down the inside, trying to defend himself, and now just Dylan Boy goes wheel to wheel with him up the hill.
Oh no, this ain't gonna
around the
work
outside.
out.
This is not gonna work. Wow, they barely made it through. Cart staying ahead that time.
Cart's move was a bit like a Roman Grosjean thing in like a Spain or a Britain.
Yep, that's what I kind of thought of it as well.
Oh, they touched. Cart hit the curb and then hit into Dylan Boy's wheel.
Now Dylan Boy back at it. Left side he goes to the outside of Cart. He's been really frustrated because he's been behind him for so long. Cart tries to dive it back down the inside. They actually touch again,
Cart has
and that's
damage.
broken part of Cart's front wing.
He's been a bit aggressive. I'm not gonna lie. He was making some aggressive moves, and he made an aggressive move down the inside as well. But Squid and Hooded Monster on the back of Florian Foley, who's been on those hards for 15 laps. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does in the end.
Can he make it to the end? Can he not? We'll have to find out. But now Raptor actually catching JB88 for that race lead. I think JB88 is just taking it easy. Raptor kind of pushing it with his overtake button and everything else. But Raptor's caught about a second, I'd say. Probably won't be enough in the end unless the safety car comes out. You don't know. Well, we know from last season though, Bahrain, we saw not many safety cars, but late race safety car, and we've seen it many times in the Tier 1 season that late race safety cars were a popular thing. Could it possibly be a thing in Tier 3? But hold up, Hooded Monster, Florian Foley, they go wheel to wheel up the hill, side by side. They keep it going and contact. Florian Foley, there he goes.
I was just about to say, how have they kept that side by side? And I was about to say, what's the move from Hooded Monster? Contact, and Squid will now have DRS. And during that, Kart's had a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. I wouldn't mind betting that's probably from the front wing damage cause. Just couldn't get enough turning angle, and Florian Foley does come into the pits.
JB88 in his first start. The last person to win in their first start was Ollie Mason back in Australia, which was back in Hooded Monster picked up a penalty. That was back, I want to say,
round 4,
beginning of May,
I think.
I could say. Yeah, round 4. But I want to say beginning of May, which, yeah, first day of May, that was. So, yeah, that's about a good 3.5 months ago. And it's been a while, over 90 days, I'd say, since that happened. Since the last guy to win in their first start, Ollie Mason, did that. And, of course, Raptor, you see him catching, but it just doesn't seem like it's enough. If JV88 does win this race, he'll be the first person to win since Ollie Mason in their first start. But my only question is that those tires, you know, I know they can make it to the end, but how is he saving those tires? He was in that battle with the other drivers, such as Hellcat, Squid,
Kart spins.
just Dylan Boy.
Oh, he saved it! Oh, how has he done that? He's really struggling with his front wing damage and also being on the hard, so... Oh, is he going to make another... Yeah, he's just cuts across Hooded Monster. Bear in mind, he was just alongside him and they will bang. This may get looked into, and Squid does get the run, but this could get a bit messy, so I just hold back if I was the third person in this. And oh, they almost
moving
got.
Under the braking. That
Massively.
was close. Well, moving just before it, yeah. Moving rather just before it or under it. Now it's Hooded Monster getting the DRS, getting ahead of Kart. Kart doesn't have the DRS, but he has the overtake button. Him to go to the outside. Can't get ahead of Hooded Monster, but now Squid's gonna have to try to get by him as well. Crucial Oyster as well, wheel to wheel.
Oh, they almost hit
They go
again.
wheel to wheel in the assist though.
Oh,
A bit of
damn
contact.
it. That was inevitable. That was inevitable. That was just gonna happen. Oh.
Knew it was coming at some point. Boomer, Patriots brother, going down the inside here, Communist. That's for 12th position. That's outside the points. But if a late race safety car does come, they might be in the position to possibly steal some points here. We'll have to see. Squid trying a Kart. Kart defending to the left side. Squid going to the outside. Squid trying again. Kart does move back to the right side with his damage though, and he does stay ahead this time. This now has created a 5-car train for that 5th position. That's brought Hissy, K-Boy, and Crucial Oyster into this battle.
I'm not a fan of this kind of defending the way that he is. I'm gonna be honest, but it's a bit like F1. It's just really dangerous. I don't know what's gonna happen. Can't really make a judgment, but we'll see what happens here.
I would say kind of similar to Miss Ditto's defending from last season, you could say. Yellow flags, that is Communist. That's up the hill.
He's cut across Squid again. Like he did to, Hooded Monster last lap, sorry, I can't think.
And yeah,
moving under braking again.
Yeah, that's a big problem. Yellow flags, that's...
Is that
Hellcat? That is Hellcat!
No.
He spun out of a podium position!
And he's got damage,
Wow.
I think.
He does. No, he might have lime green if there's anything. Now, Squid
Squid.
Kart, they're going 3 wide. K-Boy making
Officially
with
got passed
Kart.
for his race. And no, Hellcat doesn't have damage, but he has probably overheating tyres.
And there goes Cart. He's going around from that damage. He struggled again.
He was very aggressive there. I don't know if that was, but I can't make any judgments from what happened there. But this is getting an interesting ending. It was a bit of a slow burner, I'm gonna be honest, and then it's just drama. I mean, Hellcat, he could have had a chance of winning, and Raptor is now 8 seconds behind. He's closed up a lot.
Yeah, that's crucial. And Raptor's last podium was the last time a driver in their first start won this race, JB88, who could possibly do that. And Raptor was in the podium in that race. He was third. He's trying for his best result. Just Dylan Boy gonna go maybe well, this would be his 4th time on the podium, I think, if I'm correct. I'm just trying to think. Yes, it would. Bahrain last season, France as well, and Mexico with that crazy post-race penalty. And you also have ARL picking up a penalty. Hellcat doesn't have damage, but Hellcat's going to try back for that. But Monster's left the session. Make sure you get him back in the session fully taking the fastest lap. Yeah, make sure you get Hooded Monster back in the session.
Yep.
This is for 11th here. Haas Boomer, fully CJ. They're trying to go back and forth. Fully kind of in a racing point. Scroobish. You could say Squid Jr. has lagged out of the session as well. Now, what is causing these lag outs late in the race? He's got passed by K-Boy now. That's a trade for position.
Just gonna try and invite these guys as quick as possible.
Oh, Haas Boomer, Florian Foley, they're banging wheels, and that's out of turn 8. And Haas Boomer's got a head out of that. So now, of course, as we reach 3 laps to go, Raptor and JB88. That lead is cut down to about 7 seconds. This could get good if we get a safety car. Well, no, there's not a safety car coming. What am I an idiot for? No, if this could get good, if JB88's tires start to wear even more, because Raptor's catching little by little. Can Raptor get himself into a 3-second range? Because JB88 did have that penalty.
Onto the pits? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's just.
Speeding.
That's just stupid. I don't know why the AI is doing that. Oh!
3 wide, Hasty locking up and going into him and K-Boy. That's got him some damage. And now Crucial Acer has gone ahead as well.
Oh, this is very dramatic here at the end. I think that was just a lock-up that really caused it. I think JB88 may be struggling with tyres. I wish people's tyres are on.
Yeah.
Tyres don't look in the
I know
best
Polo
conditions.
is watching because yesterday in ABS, he got his hard tires, I want to say a good 21 laps, but they were very worn at the end, I'm pretty sure. So I think Polo did softs to hards. I'm quite curious though.
Did he win?
He's a tier 3 driver. Yes, Polo did win. Beat Mr. Boker for that one in ABS. But I'm curious to see though. My question is, those hards though, how has he been managing the tires? That's my only question.
Raptor's just been closing and closing. But actually, does Raptor have penalties? Because if he gains 2.4 on his
still boy.
next lap, oh no, he does have penalties. He has a penalty. I was just about to say, if he doesn't, he could just gain 2 seconds.
Oh, Hellcat turns into Dylan Boy, has picked him up damage there, just Dylan Boy, and that is gonna be questionable for that podium now. That Hellcat has picked up Dylan Boy for damage, and it's also gonna be questionable as well. The move with JB88 into turn 1 as well earlier in the race.
Yep, that as
even
well.
Penalty, you know, that's big.
Yeah,
Raptor
this
needs
could
to maybe
change
get
the
within that
race.
3-second gap if that's the case, you know.
Or maybe like a 5, something like that.
Yeah, well, I think he's already in that 5 if I'm correct, but still.
There's still a time glitch, I can't see.
Time, so yeah, I know there is the. Yeah.
Stupid.
Well.
It's annoying.
Oh,
I would estimate
it. Communists gonna
I
give
think that's a
the
team
teammate
game.
DRS. Yep, that is a team game. Gonna try to give him DRS.
This
Gotta
didn't
pull it
work,
away, give him
exactly,
DRS.
and Hellcat's
Smart.
got a penalty.
Yeah, so does just Dylan Boy, but now JB88 uses his overtake button. 20 laps in those hards. We reach the final lap of the Grand Prix.
4 seconds. The gap is 4 seconds.
Now, why this is crucial, we're not just saying this because, you know, penalties come into play. We're saying this because, keep in mind, JB88 did make a questionable move earlier in the race. So, I'm quite curious to see. Raptor, though, can he catch to that 3-second gap if he's awarded a 3-second penalty, JB88? If he's awarded that 3-second penalty, Raptor needs to be within a 3-second gap.
I don't know why JB88 is suddenly slowed down so much.
That's big. Now you see how much he's catching. The tire wears really got to him, where Raptor may have saved his tires. He's not really been near anyone this whole race, Raptor hasn't. 2 seconds now, that gap between the race lead.
A second and a half even.
That's big.
Wow. Yeah, this is huge.
Now Spoomer Floyd trading points positions here, but you could definitely say for sure, if Raptor had about 2 more laps, Raptor could have won his first Tier 3 race. You could definitely say that for sure.
He's coasting! He touched the curb! Oh my god! He's really struggling on these tyres now. I think another lap and he would have had him, to be honest. He's just like... He didn't look convinced, and Raptor could win this, you know. With the stewards, and there was contact between Communist and Aaron Ocon.
JB88 comes to win in his first start. It's a checkered flag for him. Raptor was closing in those final laps, but it just was not enough for Raptor. Raptor, a second podium for him. JB88 at the top. And Hellcat, Dylan Boy. Hellcat on the podium. Hellcat, that's his first time since Italy Season 1. Crucial Oyster, his seat coming to the line as well. This is for 5th. It's Crucial Oyster.
I think there's going to be a lot of stewarding coming out.
Yep. Oh yeah, you bet.
Oh yeah, there's already stuff. There's the JB88, Squid Dylan, Hellcat and Dylan, lap 27.
Pluto texted me about a good 4 minutes ago. JB's tires were 78%. That was about approximately 2 laps ago with this. Wow, you can tell how much he was struggling those last laps.
And he
Raptor,
took
though.
Yeah, he could.
Good job to him. He caught very quickly. Caught in those last 5 laps. Caught in those last actually 10 laps. He was about a good 12 seconds behind. His
tires look quite fine compared to JB88's. Yeah. I'm not sure. Should we give them the fresh invite?
Points, well, yes, I think we should. Podium drivers.
It's a controversial one, to be honest, because
you could say it is.
Yeah, there's going to be some changes. Not gonna be, but that's the chance of it.
Tell me about it.
One more lap.
80% tires? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yep. Should be interesting though. That was Raptor, you were closing, you know?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
There were 6 different drivers who led laps today as well, so very interesting.
Well, I wasn't one of them.
First Tier 3 race.
Oh, I was. I actually was. I was.
Yeah, and in your first start you win. Obviously, Sword's decisions about the squid incident will be spoken about, but if there is a penalty, of course, Raptor got within that 3 seconds, so that is crucial for Raptor. But yeah,
I
no.
supposedly
he hit into someone.
I hit Hellcat.
He hit someone. Yeah, he gave Raptor damage.
Yeah. So if I didn't,
Raptor, yeah, exactly. If you didn't get damage,
that front wing damage. Yeah. It's a bit annoying.
Yes, interesting. Should be interesting with sorting, of course, but
yeah.
JB88, make sure you have your audio included.
Yeah, it's included.
First win, first start. You got to be happy about that. Preseason last week, you we're kind of, I'd say, the dominant one, a good 4/10 ahead now. He had pressure in those last laps. Those tires, how'd you get him to the end?
I don't know, it's just cautious of him, innit?
First win, first start, how happy are you about that as well?
Decent first race, so like, I'll take it, innit?
How happy are you to get the win for McLaren as well?
It was alright, I thought Con would have got some points to be fair, but he started from 16th and got into 9th in the first lap, but I to him.
Congrats on the race win. It was probably nerve-wracking for you with Raptor catching in those last laps because, you know, I mean, you don't know what could happen. You don't know if you could have made a mistake and that could have played a big difference. Congrats on the win. Sam, do you have any questions for I can't think of his name. JB88. Wow.
Were you doing anything even at the start of the tyres to maybe save them?
Well, I was going to try and start in the mediums, but I was putting in really bad lap times in quali, so I just wanted to try and get pole in the
mediums are very
softs.
slow.
Yeah, the mediums, I was like setting like two seconds off a pace in quali. So yeah, and then yeah, I just tried to preserve them, get out ahead of Hellcat, and win.
Yeah. I did invite Hellcat to the party, but yeah, congratulations on your
Cheers.
Raptor, make sure your audio is included.
Yeah,
See
it is.
Hellcat online. I think he just got offline. So we'll see what goes on there. But regardless, you had a 12-second gap to JB, and you got to about a second in the last lap.
Yeah.
You know, you hadn't got a podium since Australia, and of course Italy happened. We know all about that.
Oh
But
no.
this race, this race, of course, was completely different from that. It's kind of shown you've got faster this game. You've been put into a position where you've got better. Second place, you know, second place is not a bad day, but how much were you wanting that win?
Well, it's always great to start off with a win, you know. Of course, I was pushing for the win, as you could see. Closed the gap, but it just wasn't enough. Hopefully, I can get a win later on in the season. We'll just have to wait and see.
That's your second podium, and the last time you were on podium, a driver in their first start won the race, Ollie Mason. It's happened again. JB88 in his first start has won the race. Are you maybe looking for someone to make their first start next week and be on the podium, or what's this whole thing about that?
If it works, yeah.
Now, Square, your team leader, wasn't here, but how happy do you think he will be that Renault has started off the season the way they have? And Hooded Monster with a decent finish as well. Down, I want to say, around that midfield position. He got some points. How do you feel about Renault's day? And how happy are you to tell Square, of course? Well, I know he's watching, but how happy are you to give a podium to him with this?
I'm delighted. It's great to start off with the season on the front foot. That hopefully will give more momentum into the rest of the season, and you never know. We'll see what happens.
Now, an Irish driver takes podium 2 races in a row there. Any kind of, you know, touch to it with you guys, with you Irish drivers? Because Luke B took it last time in Brazil back in July, and now you take another one for the Irish drivers. Any touch on that for you Irish boys?
Don't know.
Now, how much do you look forward to next week in China for the first time we race there?
I think it's going to be a great race. I hope there's going to be a lot of overtaking with the long straight. Just hope it's going to be a good race and maybe another podium.
Yeah. Congrats on the podium. Sam, do you have any questions for Raptor?
What percent were your tyres on at the end? Because your tyres didn't look too bad, and you were gaining on JB88 near the end.
I I think the last time I checked was around lap 27, and they were on 65%. So yeah, I managed the tires well, I guess. So yeah.
Did you have any like snaps or anything into the high-speed corners?
Um, isn't it turn 12 up the hill? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When I was battling, was it Oyster? I got on the curb and I drifted through the corner and lost
Yeah,
by
that
like
was
a
a great
second from it.
save.
Thanks. That was really my
What?
only
Yeah,
mishap.
congrats.
Yeah.
Go off there. My fucking fault.
Yikes.
Pretty sure. Yeah, were you gonna say anything? Because, I was wondering.
No.
Oh no, I thought you had. No, GG to you. Congrats on P2. Couldn't get Hellcat here, but Sam, softs to hards look possible from these guys. Of course, tier 1 drivers, maybe in more battles that might hurt their tires even more, but softs to hards looks very possible from these guys. And the thing is with them, I'm actually interested to see, with these softs to hards and stuff, does the strategy kind of transfer over to tier 1, tier 2? Because this strategy, of course, JB88 pitted a lap or so earlier. That played into his tires being very worn at the end. Raptor pitted a lap later, and he was pushing the limit with the soft tires, and JB88 pushed the limit with the hard tires. What does kind of show, Sam, for tier 2, tier 1? Tier 2 later today and tier 1 tomorrow.
Well, JB88, with what happened to his tires, is a perfect example of the risk there, because you could spin, i.e. Riles or Harrison from last season with what happened. I think Josiah Hamilton was trying to stretch the tires from the top of my head, and he crashed up into turn 12. So I think it's going to be interesting, to be honest. Quali will also be a big telltale of how it happens. If you qualify outside the top 10, it's easy. But if you don't, it will be difficult strategy.
Sam, Raptor returns to the podium for the first time since Australia at the start of May, and we have another new winner in ARL, and we also have another driver who's won in their first start. How about that story, though, with both of them?
Yeah, it's very interesting, but it was a very good drive from JB88. He just got away from the chaos and checks out, really.
Yeah, should be interesting to see how tier 2 goes. Should be interesting to see how tier 1 goes. Surprisingly, though, we didn't have any safety cars for this race, so I'm actually interested to see tier 2, tier 1. How does that shape up with safety cars? I mean, we saw a late race safety car in tier 1 last season, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was big.
Especially with
I was kind of shocked too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and
Yeah. That's you guys' results, and tier 2 Sam later on. Tier 2, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK today, and don't miss tier 1 tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK. Should be a very good one. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you then.